walking around, feeling free, thinking about what's happened to me from July up till now. Don't know where, don't know how. Lately I've come to realize that I can't see it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide, we're falling in love. To me it's perfectly clear, we're falling in love. It's true, this part of the year has something in store for us. We're falling in love. Summer ended, but we did not. We started something, this thing that we got grew stronger. Each day we're together, all the way on, we're falling in love. To me it's perfect.
Good morning, everyone. It is, I don't even know, sometime early morning, Sunday morning. I've gone for my run. I now have my cup of coffee for the morning. Showered after my run. I've had a little bit of something to eat. Little Jazz is sitting beside me as well. Hi, honey. But Sean's at work, and because Sunday's always a slower day, obviously, because day of rest, hopefully anyway for most people, I thought I would sit down and finally talk to you guys about my lifestyle journey and how I've lost 35 pounds as of now, between mid-August to, I don't know, what date is it today? December the 8th. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I am none of the healthcare field things. So I'm just going to talk to you about my experience, what I've done through my lens, through my life, why, because I think that's important as well. And then later on in this video through Vlogmas, I'm gonna take you grocery shopping with me. I'm gonna do a grocery haul. I'm gonna show you some of the specific things I have been eating and using that I have personally found very helpful as a recovering sweet tooth addict. Let's get chatting. Okay, so the first thing I want to note before I get started, when I began my lifestyle journey, because it is a lifestyle shift and I'm very happy with it, I just want to put it out there that the size I was before, I was between like a 12, 14, depending on what brand I was wearing. But I want to just throw it out there that I was not unhappy with my size. This is not something that was motivated by a weight or size of clothing. That is not motivation for me, and I think for most women it's probably not a big motivator, which is why so many people say they're gonna start on Monday and then kind of fall off the bandwagon within like a week or two. And it certainly wasn't motivating for me. I honestly felt beautiful, and I think if you can tell yourself and you truly feel that you are healthy and happy, it doesn't matter what your size is. Baby girl, you just need to take care of yourself. And that's really all that matters. Size is not the thing here. Now for me, the reason I started this lifestyle journey is actually because of where Sean and I moved. Now it has nothing to do with the fact that we moved, but I was aware that for the longest time, my health had been taking a back seat because I work a lot. I work very long hours a lot of the time. And I'm a bit obsessive with my work sometimes because I love it. It just brings me a lot of joy. And sometimes I am very poor at creating boundaries between personal time and business. So I would just work around the clock, and I didn't really leave a lot of time for self-care and the things that I know logically are important to do, like exercise, eat well, etc., etc. So it really came to a head for me when we moved into this home because we have a lot of stairs in here. And as someone that actually does take her health quite seriously, even though it may have taken a backseat for a while, because that is the background that I was brought up in, I was shocked and really, really disappointed in myself when I was going up and down the stairs when Sean and I very first started renovating this house, at the fact that I was winded by the time I got to the stairs. And I was embarrassed that I was winded by the time that I got to the stairs. I felt unhealthy and I no longer felt happy in my skin. Again, not to do with size, I just felt sloppy, I felt sluggish. I was really hard on myself about how far I'd let my health slide and take a back seat, especially because this was something I put on like my vision board and I always talked about doing. But again, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna start Monday. And then I would do absolutely nothing, or I would be good for like, you know, a week max, and then I would kind of go back to what I was doing before, which is working too much, not working out, eating poorly, like that kind of thing. Now, around this time, my photographer and a couple of my beautiful Style Squad people were telling me about the keto diet, and it hadn't appealed to me. And as far as I was concerned, I kind of thought it sounded like the Atkins diet, which I had done way back when with my mom. This is going like years and years back. We tried it because it was like the fad at the time. And anyway, I didn't like the idea of it. And then I think it was one of my Style Squad babes had told me to watch this video on Netflix, and I believe it's still there, called The Magic Pill, or I think it's called The Magic Pill. Anyway, and it gives some background information, taking a study of 3 or 4 different families or people, I can't remember how many, of how the keto diet affected them. Now, I will say before anyone switches off thinking like, I don't want to do keto or whatever, that I follow the keto very loosely, so I've kind of modified it, and I would not say I follow it rigorously, so bear with me just a little bit. So I'm someone that if I'm going to make an actual switch lifestyle wise, I really like to research it. I like to get my information. So I watched that video. I picked up a couple of books on keto that I read also. I wanted to make sure that if I was going to actually commit to something and make a actual lifestyle switch, that it was gonna be something that was healthy for me. It was gonna be something that felt good for me. And for me personally, I have hypoglycemia, so I also needed to make sure it'd be okay for my blood sugar as well, because at this point, because my health was just such crap, I found that I was eating more, but it was, again, poor food choices. So I found my blood sugar was constantly going up and down as well, which was also really bothering me. So I love that with keto, they have helped people that are diabetic recover from it. People that have hypoglycemia don't have issues with it. All sorts of like amazing health benefits, like cancer's disappeared for some people, like all sorts of health ailments have dissipated because of switching to keto. So it really perked my interest because I do like the idea of doing things naturally. I was brought up with like more of a holistic healthcare model, so I like to follow that as much as possible. So anyway, I watched the video, and again, I would kind of stewed on it for a couple of weeks, and it was probably about mid-August that I finally decided to make the switch. And at that time, I told Sean that if we were gonna make a switch, I really wanted to change some other things. So I wanted to make sure that our meats, if we were gonna have meat, came from locally sourced farmers. They had no like medication in it or hormones or anything like that. And I know that that's more expensive to do. Like anything that you do in life, if you invest in yourself a little bit more now, you'll see that payout later on. So I'd rather invest more in my food now and know that it's going to help me and serve me long term, even though it's a little bit more expensive. So we just, you know, shuffled around our budget and made sure that we could accommodate for eating healthier. Now, I should say too that Sean joined me for the first 2 weeks on keto as well. He was also very interested in it. He eats a lot of the keto meals, and again, I say this loosely because I don't do keto all the time, but he does have a lot of the meals that I have. Like, we're not making separate meals in our place, it's just too much work. But he will add things into his meals that I do not, just because he doesn't want to follow it. Now, the thing for keto that most of you, if you do or do not know, so the reason I don't follow keto like crazy is they tell you that your body should be in a constant state of ketosis, just a different way of burning fat, and a different way that your body metabolizes things, uses its energy, etc., etc. So to make sure you're in ketosis, they have like these strips that you can pee on, make sure that the pH balance levels in your body are correct or whatever. I don't do any of that. I do none of that. That's too much work. I don't want to stress myself out about that. And I think that's why a lot of people probably give up on keto, because they're so strict about it that you feel like you're kind of in this box and you can't eat anything. So essentially what the keto diet is you're eating high fat, low carb, and moderate like protein. So I can't remember the percentages of it. There's a book on it that I did pick up. I will link everything that I use as resources down below for you guys so you can check it out as well. But it was really interesting, and it was something I followed very loosely. I was never stringent and was like, okay, this is the exact percentage I'm eating for fats and protein and carbs and whatever. Like, I followed none of that. I just wanted to be loose about it so that it didn't feel like an unattainable thing. And I was like, I'm just gonna eat low carb. I'm gonna throw a lot of fats into my food, like healthy fats. And like throw some protein in there, and we'll just see how it goes. So the thing is that number one, you wanna make sure you're never hungry on the keto diet if you're gonna follow like keto. If you are hungry, you're probably not consuming enough fat or you're not eating enough. And I agree with that. If I was ever hungry, it was because I didn't put enough fat in my meal beforehand, because fat will fill you up longer, or I just hadn't eaten enough in general. And I still follow that train of thought in terms of my food, but again, I don't follow keto really stringently. So I still eat low carb, and it makes me feel better, especially for my hypoglycemia. Like, man, my blood sugar's so steady now. If I went for a run beforehand, which I'll get to in a second, I used to be shaking by the time I got home because my blood sugar would be so low. Now I can get home, I can shower, I can have a coffee. Sometimes I forget to eat, which is not good, but I'll forget to eat like right away. So just again, because my blood sugar's been so stable, which is amazing. So I have like an hour or two before I have like my meal. It's not as a desperate thing, but I know you're supposed to fuel your body after you work out, so no need to fill the comment section with that. I get it. My energy and mind clarity, like there's this like fog that I had before that's just completely gone away, and the weight's just dropped off my body slowly and very consistently. Like some of you have been saying like, what's your secret? It's happened so fast. And it's not fast, I've been consistent. That is all it is, it's consistency. And it was a choice to make a decision to stick with it, right? And I can say this honestly too, that I've been there. Like you say you're gonna try something, but you're gonna try it, so you're not actually committing to it. There's a difference between making a decision and deciding and continuing with that choice, or trying it kind of loosely and giving up after a week. To me anyway, there was a mental switch and change with that. So a lot of my meals honestly haven't really changed that much. I would say the biggest thing for me that felt like it was a change was sugar. I watch sugar ingredients in everything, so I try not to have sugar at all. I use stevia for everything, but I use stevia beforehand as well. I just prefer it, and of course it doesn't make your blood sugar go all over the place, which is great too. So I have stevia-based everything, stevia-based sodas. I will have Zevia instead, which is a natural soda that they have in all sorts of different flavors, but I will use that even if I want to have alcohol, like, and I still have wine. Like I don't restrict myself, which I'll get to in a sec too. But typically if I want like a keto friendly or low carb friendly drink, I'll have the Zevia ginger ale and I'll mix that with a bit of whiskey, and I'll have that as a drink at the end of the night because I do like my cocktails. So I'll have that instead. If I have cookies or chocolate or anything like that, because I do love my sweets, I will get the brand Lily's chocolate, because they only have 1 gram of sugar for the entire bar, or is it per serving? Which per serving is half the bar. But again, it's sweetened with stevia instead, and it's done a little bit more naturally. Or I have these like little cookies, and again, I'll show you in my grocery haul, that I tend to pick up once every 2 weeks. And I'll have them with tea or coffee or whichever, but again, they're naturally sweetened and they're made with hemp seeds and something. I don't know, they taste like the little Nyla cookies to me. They're really good. But it was making small changes with like the sweets and some of my junky food that I like to indulge in to make the diet seem a little bit more attainable and more like an actual lifestyle I can commit to, because it's nice and easy and effortless. Now, what I will say is that you're supposed to be, I think it's under 30 or 20 or 30 carbs for a keto diet. I can't remember. So again, I don't count the amount of carbs I have in a day. I just try and keep it low and be smart about it. So I've replaced pastas with like black bean pasta, spaghetti squash, zucchini pasta. If Sean and I have tacos, rather than having a taco shell, I'll put it in a like romaine lettuce wrap, but I'll have like a crap load of avocado in it with salsa and the hot sauce and the cheese and all these things. Like, it's so good still. So I really don't feel like I'm deprived in any way. And replacing rice with like cauliflower rice, or if Sean and I want to order pizza, because we like to do pizza night usually once a week, to be honest, because Sean's such a pizza freak. So we'll order a cauliflower crust, but because it's still a like fast food place, the whole thing is not cauliflower. I'm pretty sure it's still mixed with like regular flour that's mixed with the cauliflower crust. But just healthier alternatives and choices that I'm making. But I'll be real with you, I still order onion rings with that, which is so not healthy. But I'm realistic about it. If someone's serving wine at their home, if I have a get together like the book club you guys saw the other night, Yes, I will have chocolate. Yes, I will have chips. Yes, I will have carbs. Yes, I'm gonna have the dips. Yes, I'm gonna have all the things that I feel like doing. It's just not a day-long thing where I'm binging if I get a cheat day, and I don't set aside an actual cheat day. I will just follow my lifestyle switch, and if the day presents itself and there's junk and I feel like eating it, then I will. And sometimes that could be 3 days at a time. Sometimes that could be 1 day. Sometimes it's no days that week, and I don't feel bad about any of it. I never feel guilty. I don't think that if you're doing something different for yourself that's healthy, you should feel guilty. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days is not going to kill what you're doing if this is a permanent switch that you've decided to make for yourself. And that's kind of how I've looked at it. And quite frankly, for me, like when I noticed at any point that it seemed like my weight loss was slowing, which I don't really feel like it ever truly did, like I never hit a plateau or anything, that's when I would have my indulge days. And quite honestly, it seemed to work to like keep my body doing something different all the time, and it would just kind of merrily continue on its little journey and way. Now, I will say the few other things that have been helpful for me, aside from the food, and like I said, because I have those like junky days, that's why I say I loosely follow keto, because most people are like very strict with keto. I still buy like keto bread, and I still have my junky days, and I'm unapologetic about it. I don't feel bad about it. But for most part, I do avoid it. So for most part, I would say I follow more of a low carb, high fat lifestyle. It just may not be, I may not be in ketosis all the time, I don't know. Now, running for me is something that I've always loved. And it was a switch for me because it was nice outside, and I liked being outside in our neighborhood. I liked exploring it, and I hate the gym, and I just needed to admit that to myself and not try and keep forcing something that I don't like, because I was loathing going to the gym. The only time I ever liked it was when I had a personal trainer after my mom died. It was my like self-care after she passed away. And that's the only time, and it was because I had someone to meet for an appointment. Other than that, I could care less about the gym. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I was also very unfit, and I couldn't run. So I downloaded this app that is called 5K Runner. It looks like this when you log in. And it's got like a little yellow man running on the outside. I don't know if it's gonna focus on my phone. Anyway, I'll link it down below for you guys. But I have the 5K Runner Pro that basically takes you from being on the couch to running. So I wasn't gonna be hard on myself with this either. At first, I let the first 2 weeks just be my eating change. And then I just wanted to get outside because it was nice out. So I just started going for walks. I made a point of going for a walk for 30 minutes every single day. If I missed a day because I was busy, I wasn't gonna beat myself up about it. Whatever, I will go for a walk the next day. And then I started using this app, and it takes you through, like, you walk for 30 seconds and then you run for 30 seconds, and you walk for 30 seconds and then you run for 30 seconds. But it'll have you basically out anywhere between 18 to 30 minutes. Now, it was nice for me because I was so out of shape, and I liked having that app. You do have to pay for it. I think it's like $3 or something, but I liked having it because if I were to go out by myself and try and run, I'd probably get discouraged from whatever mental expectations I would have put on myself for trying to run and feeling bad about being unfit. Whereas this one, at least it was like 30-30 or whatever, and I was trying to do whatever it suggested, and through it kind of encourages you. It says like, keep going, you're doing awesome, or you're at the halfway point, or you know, whatever. And by the time I got home, even though it probably wasn't like a rigorous workout, it still felt like a workout to me. And by the end of it, when you get to like press that you've completed the workout, I was like, hell yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? So it was little encouraging things that made me feel a little bit more motivated when I was done. It made me feel really good. And that was really all I've stuck to for the past, I would say 3 months for sure. And now I've progressed and I can run for a full half hour, which is amazing for me. Like, I didn't know that I would ever get there again. And I kept pushing myself because I'm like, I have to keep and start running through the summer and fall, because if I don't, I'll never continue running through the winter. So I got myself some proper gear for the winter time to make sure I'm warm, and got the proper shoes for like the ice and all that kind of stuff, so I can continue running as I did this morning, even though it's gotten a lot colder outside. The other thing, now that I've been doing it for 3 months, is I also downloaded another app that Sean actually found for me called Freeletics. See if I can show this one. It's like a little hexagon almost here. Oh, it's not gonna show up for you guys. Anyway, it is a free app that gives you body weighted workouts that you can do at home. They're little sets. Man, do they kill you. I have done only like 2 or 3 of them, and my next step that I want to commit to is to On the days I'm not running, so I run 3 times a week, I want to do at least 2 or 3 of the home workouts. They don't take very long. It's about 15-20 minutes. But again, it's something weighted, so it's another challenge for my body as I progress with my journey, because I am still going. And yeah, it makes me feel really good. Again, I'm incredibly out of shape. So like some of these, like in terms of like body weights and stuff, so it's challenging for me, but I do feel good that I'm doing something for myself. And again, if I miss a day or forget or I'm busy, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I will pick up where I left off, and I will continue to do it until I feel like the free weight stuff is not doing anything for me anymore. And then maybe I will consider some kind of gym or personal trainer or something new to elevate my exercise somewhere down the road. So as I said, in total now, so it's been about 4 months. I think it was August 16th, or no, maybe it was like August 15th that I started. So it's been almost 4 months as of like the 15th or whatever, December, it'll have been 4 months. But it's just been consistent action. Like I've been losing like what, 1.5 pounds or something every week. So it's been slow, but good. Like it's been good, healthy weight. I've been taking care of myself. I've been sleeping better, aside from the David's tea thing for Vlogmas. But I feel really good about myself, and there've definitely been changes in my closet slowly. So we will do a closet purge and declutter, and I will talk to you about that process as well as we go through it, and my recommendations that I give clients that I'm dealing with and that I'm dealing with too. But it's an exciting journey. It's one I feel very confident in, and it's been very intuitive. So if there's days where I'm feeling hungry or I'm craving something, I will allow my body to have it. I don't believe in restrictions. I think that's where you run into trouble, and that's where you can binge eat. So if I want chocolate, even though I just had maybe a healthy chocolate bar the night before, I will go out and I will buy one again. Or if I'm craving something salty, I will find some kind of salty, low-carby snack. But you know what? If there's something carb-oriented around the house that I want instead, baby, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it. That's how I feel. And it's been healthy, it's been natural, it's been something that I can commit to easily, and it doesn't feel like I'm on a diet. I just feel like I've made a really healthy, positive switch for myself, and I feel so good, guys. Like I feel really, really good. Like I'm on a really good path for me. And that's all that you can ever do. So if you're gonna give it a try, I just ask that you research it, make sure it's the right choice for you. Check labels on everything. It is amazing what they sneak sugar into, and just make small changes. Nothing has to happen overnight. I think that's when, you know, we get our expectations up and we try and do everything all at the same time. At least for me anyway, that was my experience. That's when I often gave up on things. But this has been very slow, progressive changes. Even though you guys think that it's been fast and overnight, it hasn't. It's been consistent for me since mid-August. And I've just taken baby steps, and it's just kind of melted off for me. So I've been very fortunate that way. But I feel really, really good. So be easy on yourself. Girl, if you want that chocolate or glass of wine, you go right ahead and have it. But everything in moderation. And like I said, if I had those junky days, it was like a junky snack or a meal or whatever. It wasn't like the entire day, although there's nothing wrong with that if you want to do that too. But then I would just pick up where I left off the next day, and I felt great. And it was amazing, by the way, I should add that when I did have the junky days, or wine especially, I really feel like shit the next day. I always felt like, even if I had a glass of wine, I always felt hungover the next day. Or I felt like I had major gut rot, which has been an interesting transition. So that's why I've stuck to my like Zevia drink with rye, because it doesn't seem to bother me. But it's amazing like how aware I am of how I feel the next day based on what I've eaten. So it's been a really, really big, wonderful, beautiful eye-opener for me. So sorry, this was so long-winded. I hope you guys have held on with me there. We are gonna go grocery shopping together. I'm gonna do a really quick grocery haul of just some of the specific things I pick up for like sweet treats and just things to make my life easier while I'm having low-carb stuff. You guys have already seen some of the meals that we're eating, like the broccoli and cheddar soup, that cauliflower, spinach, and chicken thing. Tacos I mentioned, like stuff like that. So you can just continue watching like a lot of the meals that Sean and I do during Vlogmas, because they've all been keto good. So yes, thank you for listening to my blurb. I will link any of the resources that I personally watched again down below, just for information, because I do think it's good to be informed and make an informed decision in anything that you do. And yeah, we will shop, and I'll show you some of the stuff I got. And in terms of like the hauls and stuff that I did yesterday, because I told you I'd show today, I feel like this is gonna be a longer winded, like more lifestyle journey oriented vlog today. So I will hold off and do the haul for that tomorrow. It's super small anyway. And then I think we'll just leave this vlog a little bit more lifestyle oriented. We'll still do our Advent and stuff, but I don't want to make this like an hour-long vlog because I have a feeling this is going to be really long. So if you guys have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments. And just know that I think you should do whatever's right for you. Don't feel bad about whatever size you are. Like I said, it's not about the sizing. You are beautiful at any size, but it's important to be healthy. And I didn't feel like I was, which is the key to my lifestyle shift. And I feel very healthy now. I'm feeling like I'm on a really spectacular path. So thank you for listening to my ramble, and I'll touch base with you guys again soon. Okay, so it is early afternoon now. I am going to head off to the grocery store. Sean's still at work. But before I did, thought I'd show you a quick outfit of the day because we do cover a lot of fashion here after all. So I am wearing a sweater dress that I love in this beautiful sort of pastel purple color. It's from my palette. That is actually from Zara. And I will also say that this one's oversized. I did size down because it is quite shapeless. But for me personally with sweater dresses, I don't personally tend to like ones that shape the figure a lot. I prefer something that's a little bit more slouchy because that way I can dress them up or down. But I just love the color. You almost never see this type of purple. So I was thrilled to nab this one. Over top, I just have this really long oversized coat from ASOS. I've had it for a few years now. And I just love the houndstooth print on it. And I like that it's, yeah, just kind of shapeless. I think it's good for when you're going for more of a relaxed vibe to go for something that isn't quite as tailored and clean in terms of like the silhouette of something. So I like that. And then I just have some tights on. These, by the way, are freaking awesome. The tights I'm wearing are by this company called Sheertex. The tights don't break. They don't like rip or anything like that. They even give you like this little sampling when you like order their stuff that they tell you to try and cut up or do whatever. They're like untouchable. It's amazing. So they are more of an investment. It was $59 Canadian anyway to order a pair of their tights. I ordered one in nude and black, but they're awesome. Like they don't break or rip on anything. Phenomenal. So I'm wearing those for tights, and then I have just these black patent booties that I've had for years from Le Chateau that I decided to pair with it. Just nice and easy. And then I'm wearing the hexagon earrings that you guys are probably sick of that I've wear all the time. And that's it, just nice and easy for a Sunday look. So I'm gonna go grocery shop and get the things that we need for the week. Hello friends. I just went grocery shopping. I didn't show you anything while I was grocery shopping because I don't know, I just didn't. Anyway, let me go over some of the stuff that I typically pick up. Sean and I still have a lot of stuff left over that we didn't need to pick up again. So I'll walk you through some of the other stuff, obviously that I did pick up, but the things that kind of like reoccur that you only need to buy every so often, I'll just talk to you about. So one of the things that we always go through is avocado oil. We get the 100% pure avocado oil, great fat to put in like your cooking. And I feel like so many people with like keto feel like, you know, they're always having like avocado in general and they don't know how to get like the fats in their diet without feeling like you're eating avocado 24/7. So you know what, we just toss it in that oil all the time and we'll be a little bit more generous with the oil. Not to the point where obviously your food's greasy because that's disgusting, but enough that like we're putting good fats in our meal and just cooking with them. You can also use coconut oil as well, but Sean really hates the aftertaste of coconut oil and I personally don't love it with a lot of stuff, so we use avocado oil instead. So we do buy that all the time. As I said, all of our food we do try and get from locally sourced little farms and stuff for meat. So the grocery store we go to happens to do that for us, which is great. I also pick up a rotisserie chicken every single week for the reasons I explained to you guys in prior Vlogmas videos. But if you haven't watched that, we do that because I like to make life easier, and we'll stick, like I'll cut up the rotisserie chicken today and stick it in a bowl in the fridge and I'll use it for salads, sandwiches. Sean will use it for sandwiches. I have like keto bread that I'll pick up every now and then if I want to use it. And then I make like an easy stir fry and I'll just throw the chicken in there for feeling lazy that night. I also pick up grapefruit sparkling water just for something different to drink all the time. So I get that. I picked up some chicken wings from the grocery store. That's a really nice, fast, easy meal on keto. We'll serve that with like a really nice salad or like some greens of some kind. And we make like just a really easy marinade to throw the chicken wings in and cook them in the oven. We got some ground beef because we're gonna be making some tacos. So again, I'll just put mine in romaine lettuce and serve it with like cheese and avocado and all that kind of stuff. It's really yummy. And then one of the things that I buy that I find helpful for snacks if I'm feeling something, or if I really don't want breakfast. It's interesting, I was never a breakfast person, and then I started making myself eat breakfast when I started the keto thing, but now I find I'm just full most of the time and I genuinely just don't want breakfast. I'm not hungry. So often I will have these, and hopefully that will focus, these like keto crunch bites. So I'll usually have this with my coffee in the morning because I'm genuinely not hungry in the morning, and then I will fill up on like a good lunch, snacks, dinner, and like snacks at nighttime or whatever. So these are keto or low carb. They're made with milled sunflower seeds, flax seeds, organic coconut flour, pumpkin seeds, ethyl, is that how you say it? Water, olive oil, cinnamon, and baking powder that is corn-free and gluten-free. I know, I find these really easy. They're nice little easy snacks that I just pop in my mouth. We get milk every week. We get it in the 2%, but we get organic milk also. Because anyone that looks into the factory farm process knows how disgusting normal milk is. Factory farming in general is disgusting. But anyway, that's a whole other topic for a different day. I also always pick up baby spinach. This is what I prefer to make salad with, spinach, just to get extra greens and nutrients. I sometimes pick up the like, spring mix or whatever as well, but not often. Got Sean some junk food that he wants and some bread. Just gonna take that out of here. I picked up some red romaine lettuce. This is for my tacos that I'll make later on in the week. Got some marinara sauce and make some spaghetti squash for dinner later on this week. And then I just got basic veggies like cucumber, stuff like that. I picked up some avocado and tomatoes, grabbed some onion. What else have I got in here? I've got, okay, a couple things. So one of the things for my sweet tooth that you guys would have seen, I think it was on the first or second Vlogmas. When I'm craving something, I pick this up once a week. I pick up this chocolate bar. This is the Lily's Creamy Milk Chocolate Style Bar. It's 40% cocoa or cacao or whatever. This is just done with cocoa butter, unsweetened cocoa, vanilla extract, and stevia. Like, cannot get more simple ingredients than that. So that's why I like it. And for the keto side of things, half a bar has 22 grams of carbs, which is on the lighter side of things, but honestly, like I said, I really don't care, and I will eat what I frickin' please if I'm craving sweets. So sometimes we will be good and have half, sometimes I will have a few pieces, and other times I will have the whole damn bar because I feel like it. So that's the chocolate bar I'll go to, and I actually really, really like it. The other things that I find helpful sometimes for when I'm on the go is this bar, which is called Good to Go. This is a keto-friendly one. If you eat sugar at all, you will hate this bar. Don't have it. Because when you do cut out sugar and start using stevia and whatnot instead, you will find the natural sweetness of like your actual foods, like your fruits, veggies, all that kind of stuff, really comes out so much more. So this is done with coconut oil, almond flour, ethyl. Also, it's not done with stevia, sorry. Ethyl, I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Coconut or cocoa powder, baking powder, ground chia seeds or chia seeds, however you say it, sea salt, natural vanilla flavor. It is very unsweet, and you can taste the coconut in it, but it will taste like the most bland, nastiest thing if you eat sugar. So if you are actually doing keto, pick this up. If you're not, don't. You won't hate it. Same goes for this one. This is another bar I like. It's called Good Fats. It's plant-based, like similar, like fairly natural ingredients. So I usually have one of these in my purse for on the go, so that if I am having a late day, because I do tend to run late with my clients, like just because our sessions are longer together, I usually keep these in my purse just in case, just for something to tie me over if I am hungry until I can get home. What else? Oh, let me show you, just a sec. There was one other thing I use for sweet treats, and this is already open, but it's these keto, like, friendly cookies. They are a lemon coconut. They are super good. This is what I was explaining to you earlier, kind of tastes like the Nyla cookies. I really like them, but again, if you have sugar and stuff, you will think they taste like absolute garbage. They'll probably taste spongy to you. I really love them though. I love having them with coffee or a cup of tea or like whatever, like if I want this little sweet something at the end of the night. So it has 0.2 grams of sugar, like there's nothing in it. 1 gram of protein, not that that matters, 4 grams of fat, and 1.8 grams of carbs. That's per 11 grams. I think that works out to, it's either, is it each cookie? I feel like, I don't know, these are really great. And like I said, I'm a sweet tooth, so I like to have sweet resources around for things that are like keto friendly so that I'm sticking on track with my lifestyle and still not like diving into like junky sugar, because that was honestly, like I told you guys, like the biggest change for me. Oh, and I got one other thing. Okay, so aside from like the grapefruit water that I showed you, the drinks that I have are Zevia drinks. Now they have a million different flavors, but the ones that I prefer is the black cherry, so good. And they also have ginger ale, but I picked this one up because I like to make this for like alcoholic drinks. So I will mix this with like rye or whiskey, whatever. And I'll make a drink like that instead of wine, just because like I said, wine's been really affecting me since I switched over, so I don't have it a whole heck of a lot. As much like I did in past. I still love wine, I still have it. I just noticed that I really feel that I've had it the next morning. And when I have the Zevia with rye instead, it doesn't affect me whatsoever. So if I want to drink at the end of the night, that's what I'll have. But I really love this. They have like root beer, Coke, cream soda, like all sorts of stuff. If you don't like stevia, you probably won't like it because of the aftertaste. Sean's not a huge stevia fan, but he likes their cream soda one, and he does like this one as well, the black cherry. So he'll have that too. I think that's it. That's like the bulk of the typical grocery haul that we have. Obviously it will vary depending on what we're making for our meals this week. Actually, ignore the quality sweet chocolates in the back. We were gifted one, or I was gifted one for secret, or what, sorry, when I was hosting for the girls the other night. So Sean's been digging into them. Okay, so to give you an example of like some meals, this is what we're having this week. So we're making pork tenderloin with Brussels sprouts. I'll see if Sean can show you that. Sean will probably make like a little side of potatoes or rice or something like that for him. Sometimes he doesn't care that there's no carbs in the meal, so he'll probably just leave it. Tacos, but again, I will have mine with the tortilla shells, spaghetti squash marinara. We're doing my like stir-fried chicken cauliflower, like whatever dish with spinach that I showed you guys earlier in Vlogmas. And then we're also going to have some chicken wings and a spinach salad as well later on this week. And then usually we allow the weekend to be whatever we want to be, or like a pizza night or something. Because like I said, we're not super strict. If we want to eat something, we will go right ahead and do exactly that. So that's our like loose grocery list for the week. And then normally for lunches for me, I'll either have leftovers if we have some, or I will make that quick stir fry, or I'll make like really cheesy scrambled eggs with like sauteed spinach and some avocado slices and tomato slices and stuff on the side. Or I'll make like a spinach salad of some kind, or like a keto sandwich with like keto bread, because you can buy that. Yeah, so nice and simple. I try not to overcomplicate it, but like I said, I will leave my resources down below, and you guys can check it out. But of course, if you have questions, leave it down in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to answer. But yeah, some of it's just been kind of trial and error, right? And just intuitive eating. If I crave something, I will have it. But I always just get back on track the next day, and I move my body. It's a decision to be consistent. It's a decision to move my body, and it's not like I'm rah-rah, let's go and like go for a run or whatever, but it's a commitment to myself, and I feel better after I go, and I'm happy that I'm making strides forward for a lifestyle that makes me feel really good. So I've been really happy with the changes. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't know what I'll show you later today other than the Advent tea, because I don't want this video to become like exhausting long. So yeah, I'll touch base with you guys again soon. So I'm cutting up the chicken.
Someone's a fan. Well, I know. Yes. This is when we become very vocal in hopes for some chicken. Right? Should we give you a little piece? Oh, yes, so good. No problem wagging the tail now, huh? Oh, is that so nice? Is that so nice, honey? Can you sit? Oh, no, you gotta sit. Sit. That's not sitting, that's backing up. Can you sit? Doing some chicken? You have to sit. Oh, nice girl. Oh, wow, the extra mile. Okay, we'll give you one more little piece. And then that's it. Good girl.
Okay, all, it is mid-afternoon at around 3. We're gonna make some tea because I think the caffeine was what was keeping me up. So I'm gonna spin you around and let's find out what we've got for today's Advent. Okay, so we are on day 10. Oh, look, we got something in the back. Oh. Free tea of the day. Come in for a cup on us. Oh, that's cute. Love that. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that aside. All right, now for the actual tea, we have do we have? Ooh, Candy Cane Crush, Mint Holiday Classic. Love that. This is low caffeine, but another black tea, so I should probably like this one. Yay, okay, let's brew a cup of tea. Okay guys, moment of truth. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine going on in the background. So this smells exactly like a candy cane, which I'm not mad at. It's yummy. I like it. Really yummy. It's got enough of like the black tea flavoring that it doesn't feel too off for me. So now I'm up to 4 teas that I like on David's tea out of 10, which is really poor. David's tea and I may have to break up for the advent calendar at the end of this year. It's been 3 years going and I don't really like most of them. But this one is actually quite lovely. So I'm gonna continue drinking that. Sean is now home too. Hey babe.
What?
He sent me, so he was making, well, he made fun of me on one of the other vlogs, I can't remember, because I was saying, love you guys all to the moon and back. So today, he sent me a text while he was at work and he's like, I love you to the Death Star and back. Which I think he was pretty proud of. Okay? Or you thought was pretty funny? Because he's such a Star Wars fan. So we're gonna watch the final episode of The Crown. We're gonna hunker down. I feel like the vlog's super long just because of the stuff I was explaining to you guys earlier with the lifestyle journey. So I apologize if you guys were not interested in that and that's what kind of consumed today. But I did get so many questions about it, so I just wanted to make a full video dedicated to it. So I'm going to leave Vlogmas here, but we will pick up back to the normal like daily vlogging activities and all that kind of stuff tomorrow. I'm actually playing hooky tomorrow with a friend.
What?
We are, yeah. We're going Christmas shopping and we're gonna have some lunch and go for like a mani-pedi day, so it's actually gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm sending you guys all the love to the moon and back, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye guys.